chat, here it is. It's the finals. We've got Imu. So Imu, this is the player. I didn't get a good look at the other player, right? If it was the one that we watched in the top 8 round, right? The other Imu. But this Imu here is the one that we watched in the top 4 round. Gonna be curious to see how I think it's an Imu mirror, chat. It is an Imu mirror going into this final. So if you're looking at OP13 to play Imu, now's the best time to learn, right? Because we're about to see 2 players battle it out for the championship of the Hiroshima Championships. Listen, if you're itching for a brand new playmat, now is the time to check out Nengarden, the sponsor of this video. Not only do they have brand new pre-orders up on their website for Chaos Crew, Green Fury, and the Absolute Ruler designs, which by the way, are phenomenal. But if you're a fan of Goldie Roger, Nengarden actually put out a new playmat called the Journey's End, showcasing Goldie Roger himself, and you yourself can find his one piece with the possibility of a 1 in 20 chance to get the special wanted playmat. And on top of that, if you're like me and you absolutely prefer cloth mats, Nengarden has officially posted on their site cloth mats for Green Fury, Absolute Ruler, Berserk, and Journey's End. Plus, if you want a ton of other great accessories that aren't just playmats, they've got the King of Hearts t-shirt, matching pin, other pins alongside of it through the whole cake island, and even stickers. Make sure with whatever you want in Nengarden, use my code Atrocious for 8% off. The link to their website is in the description below. Thank you so much for Nengarden for sponsoring the video, and let's get back to that video. Yeah, if you do not know, chat, in the mirror match, when you're playing Imu, you definitely want to play the Mary Joie as your stage, especially with the originally It Was Never There event deleting a 7-cost stage. You don't want to lose your stage. So Mary Joie is the consistent stage that you have. The player on the left side is going to have some searching with the Shalria, and also the 5 Elder Stars are here. Got a couple Goroseis. We'll see how that plays in with an Equilibrium event. Gonna need to find some stuff in this game, chat. And the player on the right side, they do find a Stussy. Stussy not really going to matter in this matchup, right? Because all the elders have a protection effect except for the 10-drop elder. The 10-drop elder does not have a protection effect on it. So if Stussy is going to be able to get rid of a body, it's got to be that one. Or maybe like a 2-drop blocker or something. Yeah, I think the left side having a little bit of an advantage in this game with the hand, but he is going first, so he might have a little bit of an even game. And so here we go, player on the left playing out the Shalria. The Shalria is going to go ahead and look at that top 3, is going to grab the Elder Stars event, right? Does not want that Shalria, and is going to throw away the Equilibrium event in the trash as part of the Shalria effect. Now using leader effect to trash the Shalria off the field and draw 1 more card. Looks like finding his first Elder that he can get for the Exodia combo. It's going to be War Curie, and passing off the turn to the player on the right side. Player on the right side starting out using leader effect on the Stussy, getting rid of that. Has a Shirahoshi in hand that I think they drew for turn in the War Curie to grab. Also has a Marcus Mars, but doesn't have any searches to play. Player on the left side now going into his next turn has plenty of searching that he can do. Is going to start off with a 5K swing. Yes, the 4-cost Saturn. Very good in this matchup. Going to have to look for it. And the player on the left side going to be looking in the top 6 for it. So Imu taking that life. Looks like it's a 1-drop Vivi blocker. So we see a couple of the tech cards in this deck. Ends up using leader effect first on the 10-drop. And then going in, ends up playing the War Curie, right? The Mary Joie being able to -1 cost on the Celestial Dragons allows the Imu on the left side here to play out the War Curie for only 3 Dawn. Going to be a nice blocker and a draw 1 in this game. And now the Imu over on the right side is going to start off with the leader effect, pitching a Vivi, having 2 of them in hand. Finds a Saturn, so it's going to be interesting if he wants to play Saturn or War Curie on this turn. And after that 5K swing, taking that first life, is going to go ahead, tap 3 for the Saturn. The Saturn is going to be able to look at that top 5 for Celestial Dragon. A great draw for this player on the right side. And so is going to grab a War Curie. Note that was made in chat right, by Haraz. Mars is so good if you don't get to build up that trash within this game. And with the player on the right side only having 2 cards in the trash right now, the 7 cost requirement or 7 card requirement in the trash for the 5 elders means that this Saturn right now, no protection at all at this point. Now, player on the left side not having Marcus Mars in hand, so can't remove this Saturn as of yet, but finds a Saturn. Oh, he does have a Mars in his hand, my apologies. Does have a Saturn of his own to be able to utilize. So starts off with a 5K swing at lead. Is going to go ahead and pitch the Vivi 1K counter. Right, Vivi is susceptible to something like Marcus Mars. Does have 5 cards in hand, or 5 Dawn, but is going to go ahead with the leader effect, pitch the 1-cost event, and end up finding a Charlos, I believe his name is, a 2-drop blocker, seeing the different tech options for both players in this game so far. So I think is going to go ahead, rest all 5 for that Marcus Mars, right? Costing 1 less because of the Mary Joie stage. Maybe not. Is going to swing with the War Curie first. I don't know if he has 7 cards in trash, actually, but I think would have 7 cards in trash if he plays this Marcus Mars. Just wants to get another swing in this early game. So is going to counter out with the... I forget this guy's name. I can't pronounce these guys. But is going in with that Marcus Mars, right? Does have to pitch 1 card in hand, so we'll see what it is. Looks like it's going to be a Searcher event. Get rid of the Saturn, pass off the turn. You got another Saturn in the hand, right? And most of your 5 Elders at this point. So I think player on the left side feeling pretty good about this right now. The Imu on the right side moving into his next turn. He's got a Marcus Mars of his own that he's maybe thinking of pitching on the leader effect. And is going to do exactly that, drawing 1 card, finds another of the Majo's Guard. That nice 2-cost 2K in the deck. So having only 6 cards in hand at this point, is going to go ahead, start off with a 5,000 power swing. Is thinking about trying to counter out of this, does not want to go down to 2 life as of yet. So ends up going with the counter on the Charlos to get out of that swing. The 3 for the War Curie, and goes another 3 just for double blocker on this turn. The blockers having that on KO effect of drawing 1 card will be nice to replenish the hand. And now Imu on the left side going to 7. Can go ahead with the Saturn, right, for 3 of his Dawn. He's got 2 blockers of his own with the Marcus Mars and the War Curie. So is going to tap for the 3 for the Saturn. Going to be searching in that top 5. So finds an Equilibrium event and 2. It was never there. Also a 10 cost and a Searcher. So a lot of different options here. What do you grab here? This feels like a really awkward search. So is eyeing up the 10 cost, but maybe going for the Searcher instead. If you use the Searcher, you are able to move through more of your deck if you play it on this turn. So he's going to go ahead, tap that 1 for the Shalria. Shalria just going to be doing more digging on this. Finds another Equilibrium event, a Jupiter. Nice little 2K right there. One of your 5 Elders does have to pitch 1 card from the hand as well. So maybe thinking about the Searcher event. Is actually going to be pitching the It Was Never There, especially when you have the Mary Joie, right, and you get into your 10 cost Gorosei turns, right? 9 Dawn is utilized for to be able to play that 10 drop, and then you have to tap 1 more for that activating main, leaving you a lot of times no Dawn open. So a lot of times whoa, I wonder what card he's going to grab off of this chat. Ends up being a Nazjuro. Who would have guessed? On a search of 3 Nazjuros. The events can oftentimes seem like bricks in your hand because of how your turns end up playing out. And so now with the 5,000 power leader swing, still has 2 Dawn left open. May try to go in with another Shalria, right, to just dig through the deck once again. It looks like he's actually going to go with the Charlos. The Charlos on the pitch 1 card ends up pitching a 10 drop, which I think you hate to see. Got to be able to keep track of your 10 drops in this game, right? One at the bottom of the deck from one of your previous searches on the Saturn. One in your hand, one in the trash. Only one more left to be able to find. So now the Emu on the right side going into their 8 Dawn turn, I believe. 8 Dawn turn, still can't play the 10 cost. Gotta wait one more turn for that. Well, there's 2 in the trash. So that means that you've got that 1 10 drop in your hand, and that's going to be the last one you see for a while. So is going to go ahead, play Jupiter. Right, going to be able to make these War Curies a 7,000 power swing. I think he's got the cards in trash. Yeah, has 7. So is going to 2K out of it? Wait. Was it a 5,000 power swing? So ends up using leader effect to draw 1 card, and it was only a 5K swing. Now going in off that leader effect, he's got to have 7 in trash now. So goes with the block on the Charlos. Another swing, this time 6,000 power over at the Emu. Is probably going down to 2 life at this point. So does take that first life going in. Gets a Jupiter, so 2 2Ks in hand. And you move on to the 9 Dawn turn. Little tough, right? Because you can't play your 10 cost Gorosei and get the effect off. It's really tough to play, especially as your opponent reveals 1 Stussy. Could potentially play a second one. Something you got to think about. You don't want to leave your 10 cost bear out onto the field. Is going to go ahead, play the Jupiter. 7,000 swing of the Saturn, swing into the War Curie, the on KO effect, drawing a card. Going to be a Marcus Mars. So we'll see if he goes for a little bit more board control, right? Especially with the leader swing incoming and potential swings from stuff like Marcus Mars, the War Curie. Ends up using a leader effect for the Equilibrium event. Oh, Jupiter needs 10. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the things that I need to remember about the Elders is that, and Nasjuro has this too, they have the 7 protection effect, but then the 10 is the additional effect. I always get the numbers mixed up. So right now, swinging the Marcus Mars now 7,000 power at the War Curie, I'm pretty sure. He is thinking about pitching 2 cards from the hand to be able to save this, but ends up letting it go, drawing 1 card off of the on KO, and now this War Curie going in with a swing. Ends up taking the life, going down to 2 players, matching each other each. And now the swing of 7,000 power, trying to get 2 cards out of hand for this Emu per swing. Still leaves 1 Dawn open for the potential of an event. Has to be something that the player on the right side thinks about. He could get out of this swing, right? Has plenty of 2K, 1Ks in the trash, but goes down to 1. Goes down to 1 now, ends up going to his 10 Dawn turn. Here is the 10 cost coming in. Does find the Elder Stars search event off of the first draw. So especially because the board was cleared on this last turn by the player on the left, only a couple swings that he can expect on this turn from the player on the right side. So now the swing going into Marcus Mars, one of the blockers that are arrested here. Thinking about saving it. Player on the right side having card advantage. Marcus Mars not having the on KO effect of drawing a card. And especially with one of the players just running out of cards in hand, that could spell disaster in this. So I was thinking about pitching 2 cards to be able to save him. And he is going 2K, 1K to get out of the swing. Go to 8. Still Emu swings, but if Emu swings, especially if they play the 10 cost on this turn, it would be a 5K swing probably with leader and a 7K swing with the Nasjuro. So you'd be able to save 1 more body if you pitched the other Nasjuro in your hand, which I think is the 4th one, by the way, because of his earlier search with 3. Does have a Stussy in the hand again, so is going to play down 9. To get that 10 cost out onto the field in the last Dawn, using the activate main to get the 5 Elders out. Does have to pitch a card in hand as well, so pitching the Stussy, once again leaving that card. 2 Stussies have hit the trash. More than likely, I would imagine that's most, if not all of them. There may be one more in the deck, but especially with the Vivis, with the Shirahoshis, the Charlos. I think he was playing a Charlos. He was at least playing Majo's guard. Probably does not have more than 2 or 3 Stussies, I believe. So gets all the Elders on field. The on KO or the on play KO effect from the Marcus Mars not mattering in this situation. Too many cards in trash for the player on the left side. Both players fulfilling that trash requirement. Is going to maybe use leader effect on the one of the blockers. So is going to go ahead and swing Nazjuro over at the Marcus Mars. Did he draw off of Saturn? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he drew off of Saturn. Yeah, I was going to say, it definitely need to fulfill all of your potential on plays first, right, chat? And you definitely want to draw with Saturn. Saturn, one of the best cards, especially in the mirror match, right? Being able to set up your hand, being able to set up your game plan is just going to find another 10 cost. And so now he's going to go in and swing, potentially. Maybe not. I think is actually going to attempt to use the Marcus Mars to get to 10 cards in trash. No, only has 9 cards in trash. And then leader effect gets him to 10. So now he can get the extra effects on the Nazjuro and the Jupiter. A 7,000 power swing. I think swinging at the Saturn, minusing the Marcus Mars, and now the leader swing at the Marcus Mars to be able to get a double KO. So now going into the player on the left's turn. Starting out with a 7K swing with the Warcury, right? Probably playing the 10 cost of his own on this turn. So you no need for the blocker. 07 at the Nazjuro, actually. Be able to control the pressure on the field, especially with only a couple cards in hand. This draw one very important on the leader effect. It's an event, which is not worth it in your hand. Is going to go now 5K at lead. Going to prompt 1 card with the Marcus Mars. The 7K swing with the Jupiter. Can probably expect another 7K swing from the Nazjuro. Coming after the 10 cost, plenty of counter in hand. So do you use one of these blockers? One of these blockers can really help with the pressure coming in this next turn. If you decide to counter out and swing with them, this mirror match is fascinating to me. But it is just going to take the life. And so now with the 9, is going to go ahead and play the 10 cost Elder. And then with the Elder, go ahead, rest that final Dawn and pitch the 5 Elder Stars are here to get the 5 Elders on the field. Exodia as they are summoned. And now using the Saturn search to look at the top 5 for a card. Ends up finding a Warcury. Lots of Elders there in that search. It's got 3 cards in the hand. The Nazjuro, now minusing the Warcury on the swing, is going to be 2K, 1K out of there to not lose the game. Passing off the turn, only 3 cards in hand, 2 blockers still. And now with many swings coming in, he's got another 10 cost Elder to be able to revitalize his board, right? And so now he can freely swing these 7s. A 7 with Saturn to start. The first life is taken. Only 1 life left. Finds a 2K. The 2K is nice. Can help set up some math. Now the Marcus Mars going in. So now with the 7K swing, could 2K, 1K out of it, right? He does have that. But especially in this situation, it is so crucial in the mirror match to know when to counter, when to block, when to take life. And so it looks like he is going to go down to 0, potentially. If he goes down to 0 with 2 blockers and 3 swings left from this Emu, is there a situation where he can't get mathed out? Right, especially with only 5 cards in hand and no counter events. And so is going to go 2K, 1K on this. The player on the right side has 2 different options. Keep swinging 7s, play it safe, go with the 10 cost. or go all in. Try to go for game. Only 2 cards in hand and 1 life, 2 blockers. You just need... No, actually, you can't get through. You needed to... He needed to take that life because as soon as he counters out of a swing, you can't go for game. So you have to play it safe. So you got to just try to get another turn. You have plenty of counter in hand to be able to survive. You could just pitch one of your Saturns in the hand with your 10 cost effect. He is going to go down to 0 now. Another 2K, so his 2 life, 2 2Ks. Yeah, I mean, you can't go for game because Marcus Mars and War Courier are on the field. It's just play 10 cost, or swing War Curie, right? Swing War Curie, swing leader, play 10 cost, get everybody out on the field, and swing the 7, right? Oh, I guess you could go with the 6 cost rush. He does have a Nazjuro in hand. So he could get an extra swing. Probably counting up the amount of 2Ks in the trash right now. Oh, interesting. Would have to utilize 5 Dawn to be able to get that rush swing. Then you have 5 Dawn to work with. Your Warkery and your Nazjuro would both be 7s. Then you have 5 Dawn left with an Emu that I think is still 5. So at most you can swing 8, 8, 8. And you gotta hope that he doesn't have double 2K in hand. So here's the 7 swing. This swing might be one of the more telling ones. I think he's going to play it safe. Because if you were going to go for game, you would go 8, 8, 8. The fact that he's swinging 7 here means that he's not going to go for game. He's just going to try to buy another turn. Because like I was saying earlier, he could just counter out of this now, and then he'd be good. Because he has 2K, 1K. Because now there's no possible way that the Emu on the right side wins. So counters out of that. He will still draw 1 card, but I guess the only card that can help him is the Nazjuro, but I think all 3 of the other ones are in the trash. So now with I guess this for the player on the right side is the safest absolute play, right? Because there is a possibility that the Emu on the left side has 2 2Ks, right? And he was partially correct. He had 1 2K. So on that swing, taking the life, getting another War Curie. So now with the 9, is going to go ahead, use that effect, pitch a 1K in the hand, get the Elders out, and then apply the pressure, swing 1 more time. Now, the real question is, do you have to swing at the Nazjuro after this Saturn search? You'd ideally want to have a 2K in here. Does not have a 2K, but does find a 1K at least. And so now this, I guess it doesn't matter whether you swing at a character or leader, because it's the same no matter what. And so with the leader effect, pitches the Marcus Mars to draw 1 card. I think this Emu on the left side has to go for game right now. I think even with the War Curie and the Charlos blockers, you still can't do it. You've got to go in, and unfortunately, the player on the right side has 3 2Ks in hand. No, he could have guarded 8. Well, no, he couldn't have guarded 888. He couldn't have guarded 888, but because he did the 7, he was like, no, I can't. I think he was going to try to go for like a 7, 8, 9 play, potentially. And so with the swings, is going to get out of that 1. Still has 1 blocker left on the field. Has to get out of this swing. Is going to go ahead with the block. And now the 9. And he's actually going to win. The player on the left. Wait, hold on. We got to check out that math. I'm so sorry, Chad. I was trying to think of that turn. We got to watch this back. Wait a minute. Because I need to learn this. Okay, everybody's a 7,000, so he swings 9. Right? He's got 3 2Ks and 3 1Ks in hand. So he goes with the block, draws from the War Curie. Oh, it's a I think, was that the game decider? That not being a non-counter card? Swings another 9. Goes 2, 2, 1 to go to 10. Another 9 block and just 9s. And so I think if he had drawn any counter, he wins. But he can only tie with 9, right? 2-1-1. Oh! Wow! What an incredible game, actually. Dang, chat. The Warcury. If this was a 1K, he would have won. Incredible game, actually. Chat, do you agree? Are you not entertained? Yeah, events are bricks in the late game, in the mirror match at least. 1K counter short is crazy. Yeah, it's just that because you have to play the Imu, and then you have to rest. You have to tap out all your Dawn. Chad, whether you're watching the live stream or the YouTube video, right, that I post, thank you so much for joining us in this tournament. This was a cool tournament. Although we didn't see Vivi or Nami within the top 16, we didn't get to watch a Sabo either, right, which is unfortunate. We did get to see some cool stuff. We saw some great gameplay, and I'm very excited for the coming weeks. We have tournaments for the next couple weeks. So in the weekends, chat, Friday nights, we're going Friday night, Saturday morning, wherever you are in the world, we're streaming these tournaments.